This is the BEnergyAware Podcast. Welcome to another episode of the BEnergyAware Podcast. I'm Bran, your host, and in this episode, I'm going to be talking about what we can do to prevent burnout. There can be many things to do almost every day, and even when they're enjoyable and fulfilling, highly sensitive people really need to be careful not to overdo it. Burnout is something we have to know how to skillfully avoid. Too much of just about anything can easily cause overwhelm, fatigue, tiredness, lack of motivation, mental exhaustion, and other unwanted things. So the question is, how do we keep ourselves in check? It is many times easy to organize things or make plans, but when seeing things through, we need to be checking in with ourselves as often as we can, asking, how am I feeling right now? What do I need? We kind of need to recognize and know where the line is and notice as soon as we cross it or as soon as we start crossing it. We need to be present and in the moment, monitoring our overall state, which means mental, emotional, physical, and even spiritual. This can at first take a lot of effort, but once we get into a habit of doing it, it becomes much easier to do. So, where to start? I normally start with defining how much time I am going to spend doing every single thing during any given day. And then I make sure to check in with myself regularly throughout the day. In my case, if when doing that one particular thing that I'm focused on, I start noticing that I'm not feeling well, I then stop right away and check in with myself to see what I need. Sometimes all I need is a 5-minute rest, where I pause and do nothing but perhaps have a drink of water or have a healthy snack, or just spend 5 minutes in bed with my eyes closed, or sometimes focused on a certain point on the wall in front of me. Once I'm refreshed, I then go back to my original task and see if I'm still feeling up for it. If I'm still feeling up for it, I continue to do it until I notice myself getting tired again. Or sometimes I go back to it and I'm not able to focus anymore. I then take a 30-minute or even a 1-hour nap, and then see if I can get back to the original task. And if not, I leave it for another day. After that one daily thing, where I'm very focused, I normally find that I need to have some fun. So I do whatever makes me happy. Many times that's playing guitar, singing, dancing, going for a walk, for a bike ride, or anything else that I consider fun and relaxing. If I want to be more productive on any given day, I find that I need to take longer rests in between being focused on whatever the task is. And I make sure to include fun and relaxed activities in between as well. Some days I can do more, some I just have to do less. And how I generally approach it, I'm thinking long term. If I'm taking good care of myself, then I can be very efficient and productive, and all is well. But if I'm not taking good care of myself, then I find that it takes me longer to recover from mental or emotional exhaustion. They both build up sooner and stick around longer, so I want to avoid that. If I just try to be consistent and not push myself too much, I find that I am happier and more productive in the long run. I'm sure all this that I'm sharing right now is nothing new to any highly sensitive person. But what I also want to mention today is why we tend to push ourselves beyond what is comfortable and beyond what we know we can handle. Why do we do it? To me, it comes down to some beliefs that I have or have had about accomplishing that might not be serving me well. Whenever I catch myself starting to push myself to do more, or to even just start to have a more aggressive attitude towards achieving a certain goal, I immediately look for the underlying belief that might be driving this thinking and behavior. Once I am aware of what that belief is, I then set an intention to let go of it, and then I gently let it go. And I then regroup and take a more gentle approach and make sure that I am being kind to myself. Let me know how you deal with burnout and what has worked for you when it comes to preventing it. Follow me on Instagram at BEnergyAware and message me there or through my website BEnergyAware.com. Please share this podcast with your friends and please leave me a review on Apple Podcasts to help me reach more listeners. Take good care, and I'll talk to you again next week.